Hello everyone, this is Pat with our Oracle card reading and message for Saturday the 28th of June 2014. For today's reading, it's Saturday and it's Fairy Day, so I'm going to be calling on this mixed deck I have of healing fairies, magical fairies, and it also has these other guardian angel cards thrown in here. So let's see what the message is for today from the fairies. What do they wish? Ooh, okay, that one kind of flipped right out. I'm going to shuffle a little bit more, see what else comes out for all of us. All right, that didn't take very long. These ones that spilled out. Okay, so the first one that jumped out there, or kind of flipped out, is environmental awareness. Okay, and in this image, we have the hawk here, and the hawk is very much the messenger. Okay, and you know, when this card shows up, there's a couple of things I feel that that I've noticed tend to happen, but also what I feel this message is showing us is we may see things again showing up in the media about environmental changes. You know, either whales washing up on a beach, or dolphins, or something to do with birds, or just, you know, the nature, bringing our awareness to how things are shifting on our planet right now, and it is time for us to be and stay aware of what is going on. Okay, and let's see. There's a lot of earth changes going on, and do what your own intuitive guidance is nudging you to do. Okay. But this is also about getting outdoors for a lot of you today. Get outdoors, spend some time in the natural environment, to get in tune, in touch with it, and to allow your mind to quiet itself, because there are other messages that want to come to you. And I just feel like for a lot of you, you're a lot more connected to the environment and what you realize. And when you stay indoors too long, you really need to get that outdoors, to spend time outdoors, to dissipate some of the energies and stress that you've accumulated from the week. So it's bringing that awareness to you of your connection to the environment and how important that is. So let's see these other ones. There's three of them that sort of spilled out together. We have the Happily Ever After card, which is always a wonderful card to get. It lets you know that your dreams are coming true, that if you've been experiencing a lot of intense changes lately, that there's a happy outcome to it. It's like, in the fairy tale books where they say, oh, that couple went off and lived happily ever after. So, it's kind of showing you very interesting rainbow colors in here. It's the happy outcome. It's as the card says, the happily ever after. So, have faith. Things are turning out beautifully for you. And we have awakening your true self and trusting your intuition. Okay? So part of the happily ever after, all right, is about pursuing your dreams and awakening the or coming again into alignment with your true self and what that true self desires. It's kind of like, the unfolding of a flower. As they show, the flowers are blooming, and it's like there's the true part of you that's really blooming right now. And it's important for you to be you and for that part of you to bloom and blossom. Okay? Let's see. So allow that to unfold. And the trust your intuition is sort of a reinforcement. It's a reminder to keep through, all of these, to trust where your intuition is guiding you. Trust that, internal, like GPS, if you will. Trust your intuitive nudges. Trust where your curiosity is taking you. Trust those underlying, gut feelings about things. And with intuition, it's there are times when it's really important to follow through on it and take action. Other times I find it's important to take note, because there may be messages, image. A lot of us get intuition through visual images as well as gut feelings. And, sometimes those visual images are kind of like, they're just related to a feeling that we're getting about something. And it may be very well true and correct, but it may not necessarily be something that you can speak to someone about or take action on in that moment. So just take note of it. I always say file it away in the mental cabinet for the time being. But most definitely pay attention to it, all right? It's also a card letting some of you know that your intuition is getting stronger, okay? You are getting, more messages, the visual things that are coming to you are part of your intuition, whether it be dreams, daydreams, or actually things that are showing up in your actual physical sight. But your own intuition, your own intuitive abilities are getting stronger. You might feel that they're very heightened right now. And so, again, pay attention to that. You can keep a journal. I sometimes do that. I keep a journal of what, all the things that my intuition is telling me, so I can take note of it and, use it as a kind of a reference or a guidepost to teach me how to pay attention to my intuition. So that's what's going on, in this weekend, okay? And there's a lot there. Now, the fairies are a group of angels that help us in our connection to they are the guardian angels of the natural world, the plants, the animals, the bodies of water, things like that. And because they're more closer to the earth realm per se, they're a little bit closer in vibration to us, and I find that they are more connected to the day-to-day earthly things that we have to deal with. And it's not unusual that you can have, as these cards come up in the sequence they come up in, that happening one right after the other, over the course of a couple of days. So it's you might be outdoors this morning taking note or, being aware of environmental stuff, and then this afternoon, noticing that, yeah, you're at this happy event and things are turning out great and, it's wonderful. So, and then, the next morning it rolls into the next one. So or they could all happen in an afternoon. So, that's oftentimes why I pull a lot of fairy cards. But anyways, those are the messages I get for today. And I look forward to speaking with you again soon. I hope you have a lovely Saturday. Take care, everyone.